Almost everything around us is extremely digital, but the problem is that we continue to see cyber vulnerabilities, cyber attacks, and the growing interest on security vulnerabilities becoming a big highlighted issue. In fact, if we go back in time to just the summertime, you guys know that CrowdStrike, well, chaos ensued. CrowdStrike went down, which caused one of the biggest IT outages in history, affecting transportation, healthcare, finance, and so much more. It's a big issue, and it continues to be spotlighted by even the largest elite organizations out there. And in this video, I actually want to put a big focus on cyber attacks and what's really going on behind this big narrative that's been pushed for many years now. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's talk about this. So, if we're really thinking about cyber attacks, cyber vulnerabilities, if a cyber attack happened tomorrow that halted systems, we're talking about crucial pieces of the system being halted. The amount of damages that would basically be caused would be extremely significant. The World Economic Forum warned us about this. In fact, they called it a cyber pandemic. When we go and look at CrowdStrike, this was definitely a big issue, but it wasn't a cyber attack, but it did highlight crucial vulnerabilities that are plaguing even some of the largest IT companies out there, that some of the largest businesses and organizations and services actually run on. But this is not where things really kind of stopped, right? We know that as CrowdStrike went down and most of the crucial pieces of the system also went with it, one thing continued to be unaffected, which was crypto-based companies. Remember, crypto companies unaffected by CrowdStrike outage. A major CrowdStrike update caused disruptions worldwide, crashing Windows systems with the blue screen of death. Banks, airports, and media outlets were impacted, but crypto firms like Binance, Kraken, and Algorand report no issues. And most chains around the space actually had zero issues. The XRP ledger had zero issues. Hedera had zero issues. I mean, this is also speaking volumes on just how secure the crypto space actually is. But CrowdStrike has isolated the defect and deployed a fix, clarifying it's not a cyber attack. That's what they said. But when we look at the overall structure behind crypto itself, it's extremely secure, especially against cyber attacks. Over here, we have Swift website and system is down. Again, this is all because of CrowdStrike. Swift, the largest financial network out there, was also down. On top of this, FedPal on IT failure and cyber attacks. Cyber is the greatest risk. We know about credit crisis and things like that, but we never had something on a major financial institution, bank, or financial market utility stocks and derivatives. Today, we had the world's biggest IT blackout. And yeah, when we think about what's happening around our traditional financial system, it's extremely weak. In terms of cyber attacks and IT, it's extremely weak. It's extremely vulnerable. We know this because we hear about these cyber attacks all the time. But this one, in terms of CrowdStrike, was one of the biggest IT blackouts. Now you might be saying, Nick, why are we bringing up old news? Why are we still talking about this? Well, it's because of what we continue to hear from the elites. For example, going all the way back to January of 2023, from the World Economic Forum, we got geopolitical instability raises threat of catastrophic cyber attack in the next 2 years. This was January of 2023. We're going into 2025, which will be 2 years since this got published. Cybersecurity is increasingly influencing how and where businesses invest, with half reevaluating the countries they do business in. 93% of cybersecurity experts and 86% of business leaders believe global geopolitical instability is likely to lead to a catastrophic cyber attack in the next 2 years. Lack of skilled cyber experts is a threat of business and societies, with key sectors such as energy utilities reporting a 25% gap in critical skills. Now again, when we think about this and we go over here, because this just happened, it's very comical. Intel, the US Treasury says Chinese hackers breached its workstations, potentially exposing sensitive financial and trade data. You can't make this up. Now, if we go over here, we have Treasury hack, US blames China, Beijing cries fake news. China dismissed US claims that a state-sponsored actor was behind a cyber attack on the Treasury Department. The breach, which compromised workstations and unclassified documents, occurred through a third-party cybersecurity provider, Beyond Trust, earlier this month. The Treasury, attributing the attack to a Chinese Advanced Persistent Threat, APT group, assured that the compromised service was taken offline and no continued access has been detected. Beijing hit back, accusing the US of spreading false information for political purposes. Now, I do question who was actually behind this? What actually happened here? Because again, we were already warned about this going all the way back here to 2023, and now this is happening today. Almost 2 years on the dot. Very interesting. But where does blockchain come into the picture, right? How does blockchain play a role in all of this? Well, let's go over here to this post by Smokedog, which was, there were many signs pointing to this. A blockchain security upgrade is on the way for the global financial system. And here we have from the IMF, officials warn cyber risk are growing. Systemic and third-party cyber risk pose threats to central banks and firms. Interesting. Now, if we go over here, this is May 15th, global financial stability at risk due to cyber threats, the IMF warns. Here's what to know. And if we look at the key things, we have cyber attacks in the financial sector pose a serious threat to global financial stability, according to a new IMF report. The financial sector is uniquely exposed to cyber risk, and resulting losses could cause major disruptions. Cyber incidents could threaten financial institutions' operational resilience and adversely affect overall macro-financial stability, the report states. But how are they going to solve this? How are they going to solve these issues? Is it just, deploying a fix? Is it just recognizing the issues and then, shutting down the system? Like, what is going to actually happen, and how are they going to solve this? Well, if we actually look down here, we have the report stated, adding that while cyber incidents thus far have not been systemic, ongoing rapid digital transformation and technological innovation such as artificial intelligence and heightened global geopolitical tensions exacerbate the risk. So they're saying that, with these advancements, with the geopolitical tensions, growing, the risk also grows. But they still don't give us an answer to the problem. How are they going to solve this? Is it just going to be, all right, shut it down, sort of move? No. They actually say down here that the case for global public-private cooperation has never been stronger. Interesting. We've heard this before. In fact, we've heard it before when it comes to DLT adoption, blockchain adoption as well. They actually have this bigger picture thing on their website. And if you actually look at this, right, we have cybersecurity. But if you look into this a little bit more, we have the Internet of Things being mentioned here. Okay. On top of that, you have digital identities, digital communication, the fourth industrial revolution. This is all tied right back to DLT and blockchain. Even when we look at cybersecurity and new technologies, you have blockchain being highlighted, artificial intelligence being highlighted, quantum economy being highlighted, and supply chain and transport being highlighted. Interesting. Now, when we build upon this and we go over here, we have, this is why the biggest banks in the world are turning to blockchain for its security upgrade as a defense against malicious attacks. Here we have blockchain and security technologies. In 2024, banks are turning to blockchain for a security upgrade. Document it right here in front of you. Financial firms and banks are adopting blockchain technology as a strategic move towards enhanced innovation, efficiency, and security. Blockchain acts as a decentralized guardian, eliminating weak spots that hackers target. Big banks like JP Morgan, HSBC, and Goldman Sachs are tapping into blockchain's potential to enhance business operations and money transfers. You seriously cannot make this up. The crypto banking industry is on the cusp of a major transformation in 2024. Now, mind you, as we look at security, we go back to quantum. Did you know that David Schwartz, the Ripple CTO, has been developing and researching a fix for the XRP ledger to make sure that it is quantum secure? By the way, the XRP ledger one of the most secure DLTs in the space. And also documented over here from Cyber Magazine, this goes back to September 11th of this year, top 10 uses of blockchain in cybersecurity. We have decentralized identity management, immutable audit trails, secure supply chain management, tokenization of assets, decentralized threat intelligence, distributed denial of service protection, DDoS protection, zero trust security models, smart contract security audits, decentralized file storage, and immutable threat intelligence feeds. Blockchain and DLT is providing a significant security layer, one that is not yet available in traditional systems. And even documented by the World Economic Forum, the elite organization, July 16th of this year, the rise of smart contracts and strategies for mitigating cyber and legal risk. Smart contracts, self-executing agreements embedded in blockchain offer the promise of seamless execution without human intervention. However, the rapid adoption of this revolutionary technology comes with significant technological, legal, and cybersecurity related risk. Here's why adopting a multifaceted approach is essential to addressing these risks and enhancing the security and reliability of smart contracts. Now, obviously, they're going to mention some of the problems that blockchain, does have. For example, they mention up here the theft of $50 million worth of Ether on the Ethereum platform, and the flaws within the decentralized autonomous organization smart contract that caused this. Again, this is Ethereum being spotlighted at us having these issues. But outside of this, we have technical risk of smart contracts. Basically, they want to make sure that this is solved before they implement it. At the end of the day, right, when we think about what's actually happening here, though, the end goal here is the fact that smart contracts are poised to revolutionize how we conduct transactions, promising more efficient and secure ways to manage agreements digitally. Now, they do have, there is hurdles in the way that we have to get over. But outside of that, once we have these things solved, which it seems like we have solved them in just the last couple years, I do believe that the next step is to have these banks basically turn to blockchain for security upgrades, which we have here documented in front of you. At the end of the day, cyber attacks and vulnerabilities continue to plague traditional finance, traditional IT systems. This is causing blackouts. It's causing issues around even our government systems. I think that this recent announcement of the US Treasury having these potential Chinese hackers, they're calling it, of course, this is going to make people believe that, hey, it was China. Point the finger, right? We don't know who actually breached the workstations. We don't know. But the big thing here is that the workstations were breached. And this is US Treasury systems being breached, by the way. It's putting a big spotlight on how are we going to make this secure? How are we going to make sure that these systems are secure? How are we going to make sure that the banks are secure? Quantum technology is on the rise. How are we going to make sure that things are quantum proof? Well, we turn to blockchain. We turn to blockchain because blockchain is offering that extra security layer. We already know that specific DLTs in this space are extremely secure and they are future proof as well. It just makes sense. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.